So the law of conservation states that nothing can really be created or destroyed. So that goes for both matter and energy. And of course, we as human beings are both matter and energy. So this law applies to us as well. So I'm Michelle, I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I'm here to help you uncover your blocks, get them out of the way so that you can start living the life you want to live, being the person you want to be. And you absolutely can do that, and you deserve to do that. So today's video is all about letting the old self die, becoming a new person, how to make that transition. And so the law of conservation applies because you cannot create a new version of you. You cannot create change in your life without transforming something else, without letting something go or making it different. So when we talk about making change and wanting to overcome challenges or get where we want to go, we need to remember that means we have to change. Parts of us need to change. And fundamentally, that means our beliefs need to change. And our beliefs altogether really are kind of a summation of our identity, how we believe, who we believe we are, how we believe the world works, how we believe that we are related to the external world. All of our beliefs impact how we experience life. And so when we change our beliefs, we change how we experience life, which means that's how we change. We change our beliefs and things are different for us. But we cannot just be different, be new, be the ideal version of ourselves without letting go of parts of the old self. And so some people, these master manifestors, are able to just say, okay, I'm going to be this new person. I've decided, it's done. And that's kind of the ideal goal. We're all striving to be able to just decide to be different and to be different, and our life just smoothly and easily transition, even instantaneously, into that new state, that new version of us. And that is very much possible. But what that requires is complete and utter conviction, the decision being made that I am this new version of me. And so naturally, through that decision, all the beliefs that contradict that version of you, that new version of you want to be, all the beliefs that contradict that are eliminated. You don't entertain those thoughts, you don't entertain those feelings, you basically instruct your subconscious mind through that conviction and decision to forget those beliefs, to let them go. The energy is released and eliminated. So that is the ideal. That is what we kind of, as manifestors, are striving to achieve. However, not everyone can hold that level of conviction, especially starting out. And so we often find it helpful to uncover the beliefs that are in contradiction to who we want to be, and then let those beliefs go so that it's much easier to be that new version. So we are kind of engaging in and becoming a part of this transformational process consciously. So we decide who we want to be. We make a list of what it's going to feel like, what it's going to be like, what is the ideal version of me. And then we dive deep into the subconscious, into our beliefs, into our thoughts, notice our actions, notice our behaviors, and pick up on what is it that I'm believing about myself, about the world, about others, about the universe, that is in contradiction to who I want to be, what I want to have. And then the work is to let that go. So when we do a hypnotherapy session, we do that in one session. We uncover the limiting beliefs, we let them go, and then we really program in the new beliefs for the new person that you want to be. But you can go through this process on your own. I find it takes some time and nuance to figure it out for yourself, because we have lots of limiting beliefs and lots of things to uncover in all sorts of areas in our lives. But the point that I want to really drive home in this video is that you cannot just be different without letting something go. You cannot create a new state without simultaneously releasing the old state. So your new life is going to cost you your old one. And that is, we don't think about that all the time. That to be different, we have to give up something. We're going to have to give up that ruminating. We're going to have to give up that complaining. We're going to have to give up telling that old story to ourselves, or going and hanging out with our friends and complaining about the same situation. We're going to have to give that up. We're going to have to let that go. We're going to have to let that version of us who does those things die. You have to let that version go. And so that is the price you pay to get what you want. The only price you have to pay to get what you want is to let go of what isn't serving you. And it's simple. Conceptually, it's simple, but it can be very difficult when we have habits. And again, all these habits, all the complaining, all the ruminating, all the telling of that story to yourself is just your beliefs that are wired in there that are perpetuating the habit. And so I always say we can address our transformation, our change, our manifesting from two perspectives, our conscious and our subconscious. And I always recommend doing both. So you can observe the thoughts you're thinking, observe the stories you're telling, observe the habits you have, and consciously step in and try to change them. And I shouldn't even say try to change them. Do change them, because you have that capacity. So you step in and you change them. You decide, I don't want to think that. I'm not thinking that right now. I don't want to even finish the story I'm telling. I'm done. And you just drop it and step into that new version of you who doesn't think those thoughts, do those things, feel that way. And then, of course, there's the subconscious, the unconscious beliefs that are fueling those behaviors that you can address directly through subconscious work like hypnosis. And in that exercise or that experience, you get to understand on a deeper level what the belief is. And when you see it head on, you're bringing it to consciousness. And once it's in your conscious awareness, it doesn't have the same power. You see it from a new perspective of understanding, and you realize how outdated and irrelevant that belief is. And it's much, much, much easier to just let it go and drop it. And you don't need to hold on to it anymore and carry that with you. And so one more thing I want to say about letting the old self die, or giving up the old version of you so that you can be the new version of you, is that the person who created the beliefs that are in contradiction with what you want, the person who created the kind of identity you're now living with because of all those beliefs, is not you. So you, in your present state, is a manifestation of the old version of you who created those beliefs. And so we are always re-manifesting ourselves. We are always recreating ourselves in every moment. We just don't see much change because we're recreating ourselves from the same belief system. So to change your life, to be a new person, is totally possible for you. Totally possible. All it requires is that you be open and willing and do whatever you need to do in the way you need to do it to let the old version of you go. And that's all that's required. Your new life, it's just going to cost you your old one. And so be willing to take that risk. Be willing to be uncomfortable, to face the unknown, to let go of the comfort of knowing what's going to come, the predictability of being stuck in the version of who you are now, and risk being someone different, trying something different, letting go of our security blanket habits of negativity, of telling the same story. Okay, so if you want to work one-on-one with me, you can book a free consultation below. I would love to hear from you. Also, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. I always really appreciate that. And I am wishing you all the very best. Take care.